Hello everyone, Linda Ockwell-Jenner here, President of Motivational Steps, and I have my awesome guest here, Sharon Bennett, who we're doing a series of videos to do with women in tech, and today we're going to be talking about tech burnout. Hi Sharon.
Hi Linda.
So how are you doing this week?
We're good. I will admit I'm getting close to burnout. I've got vacation coming up and I'm feeling it.
Oh, tell me about it. Mine's not so much to do with work, it's family matters and stuff like that. So, but basically we've turned up, we're here, we're ready to go. So will you take your vacation, do you think?
So far it looks like I will be taking vacation, yes. One of the things that I've learned, maybe it's because I'm getting older, is that I need to have that downtime. Yeah. And I'm getting very, very greedy with my free time.
I wouldn't call it greedy, I'd call it taking care of you. And I think women in particular, I don't know about you, do feel more guilty than maybe the techie men, or even if men are not in tech, I don't think they feel the guilt we do they?
Oh, definitely. And we know that the studies show that women tend to burn out faster anyways. Yeah. Because we do more.
Oh, Dave, you're listening to this, my long-suffering husband. So I believe that you were talking about a survey that, I don't know how you say the word, is it Chronos?
I believe it is.
Yeah, so they did a survey, and what did this survey tell us?
They found that some of the top factors for burnout is unfair compensation at 41%.
Wow.
Unreasonable workloads, and I know we've all done that, and that's at 32%. And matching that would be too much overtime work.
Really?
Yeah. I don't know how many hours a week you work, but I know how many hours a week I work. Oh. And it's not just, it's not just my paid work, it's the unpaid work as well.
This is it. I think you're very much like me, Sharon. I don't sort of stop when the clock tells me it's time to stop. And I also have a couple of businesses. I mentor, I do an awful lot as you do. So I'm not a clock watcher. And I must admit, though, I do take care of myself so I don't get burnt out, because if I don't, who's going to? So, but you see, I own my own businesses. You work for a large organisation who I believe are amazing, and they will take care of you, but not all organisations are the same, are they? So what would be the consequences of burnout? I mean, what kind of examples could you give us?
Oh, some of the results from burnout. Oh, mistakes is one of the big ones, and we've all been there. Brain fog will kick in, sloppy work. Then we'll start getting physical and mental issues as well. Yeah. And, you're really tired. You don't want to get out of bed in the morning. And then in the workplace, burnout can lead to a very high turnover rate as well.
You mean people leaving?
Yes.
So what about the sick time? That costs the organisation a lot of money, doesn't it?
Oh, it totally does. And so healthcare spending, again, these are U.S. numbers, but workplace stress costs, 125 to 190 billion, that's a B, annually.
Wow.
And it can contribute up to, again, 120,000 deaths. Again, this is per year, and it's U.S. numbers. This
is terrible. Excuse me, I do hope people who are stressed, though, are seeking the help, Sharon, and taking time off work, because stress is one of the factors. It's a mental health challenge. People don't even believe that, but it is. And so they cannot come back to work until they're okay, because seriously, it's not going to help anybody, is it?
Exactly.
I can't believe how many people die from burnout. So people quit the job because they think they'll go to a different techie job with less stress. And that's not possible, is it? I don't think.
Oh, I think it's about the company.
Oh, the company.
I think some companies expect that 60 hours a week, right? You know the company. You're every Sunday night. You're all online. You're all getting ready for the week, or you're not taking a full vacation.
Wow.
Or you have managers who are emailing you during your time off, right? The weekend, and then they expect a response back.
Now, Dave works for an amazing organisation. He's a techie guy, as you know. It's a global organisation. But he did set the rule that he can't afford to get burnout because he'll be no good to his team. And it's a global team. And I guess his work trusts him. His organisation says that's okay. And he makes sure the people who are in his team, well, anybody, I guess, if he talks to them, don't get burnout. It's not worth it. So the retention rates are going down then. Do you think people leave the tech world altogether and then say, well, I'm going to do something completely different because of the burnout?
I think every industry has it. Tech is considerably high. Yes, I think it's one of the contributing factors to why people leave. You can't have a normal work-life balance if you're working 60 hours a week or more. And if that's the expected number of hours that you're supposed to put in, who wants to do that?
And I mean, is there such a thing as a contract today, or in my day when I was a secretary in England, these are your duties. Today, they can't write the duties down because there's too many. You have to do everything, don't you? Getting back to women in tech in particular, a lot of these women are mothers, whether they're single mothers, whether they have a partner to support them. I don't see how they can possibly cope with working 60 hours a week, honestly. And my guess is if you're a woman and you admit to being burnt out, or you can't cope with that many hours, I could be wrong, Sharon, but I'm sure that they would be judged differently, because a guy would never say that, would they? I can't cope.
Oh, no, I totally agree with you, totally. And again, it is unfair more to women because we can't put in those long hours because we have other commitments. And we shouldn't have to put in those long hours. And we shouldn't be bypassed or overlooked for a promotion because we don't do the 60 hours a week.
So how does it work for maternity leave then? I mean, that's something all women have a right to. Do some women say, well, I'm not going to take the maternity leave because if I do, when I get back, I won't have my same job. I know you have to have a job. And I'm sure it's more cutthroat in the techie world, isn't it, than anywhere else?
Oh, very much so. And here in Canada, as we know, we have a year that we can take off, and up to 18 months, I believe it is. And I know a lot of women who do not take that full year off. Because they're worried about it. And again, that comes back down to the motherhood penalty. And so even when they go back, they're still, at times, going back to that heavy commitment and that heavy workload. And it's hard when you're a new mom and you're trying to figure it all out. And expecting a 60-hour work week sometimes isn't reasonable. And is that the employer putting that on, or is it the new mom going back, right? I can do it all. Yeah, we can't do it all.
We can't, though. And even guys today can have leave, can't they? Do they have a portion of the wives' leave or the partners, or do they just have their own amount of leave? I don't know how it works.
It's been a long time since I've looked at parental leave.
But I mean, and
I'm not going to anytime soon.
I've never done it. I was very lucky in England. I know I wanted to be a stay-at-home mom, and we could afford it back then. Things changed when I got to Canada, as you know. But no, I've never been through it, and I'm very lucky that I can make my own choices. But yesterday I did a presentation at Waterloo Region Small Business Centre for the summer students. No pressure from them. It was a Saturday. I do it every year. I don't mind giving back. And they said, do you want to stay a bit longer and see the elevator pitch and everything? I said, I can't. I'm going home to work in my garden because that's my stress relief. I love working in my garden. But then on the evening, Dave and I were working on some other stuff we were doing together. But it's a partnership. There's no pressure for us to do that. So it's completely different. Do you have any advice to share to people who may be feeling burnt out or don't even know they're burnt out? How do you recognise if you are burnt out?
Oh, some of the classic signs. Oh, and I do this one. I don't do it anymore. You really shouldn't be going to bed with your phone. Number one.
It's not very romantic, is it, if you go to bed with your phone?
But because what you'll end up doing is you'll check your email even before you get out of bed. So that's one sign of impending burnout. Again, checking your emails before you go to sleep. Yeah. Put the phone away. Leave it out of the bedroom. Checking emails on vacation. I've done this. Unfortunately, I've done it several times.
I think we all have, yeah.
Yeah, join meetings on vacation. So those are things to watch out for. Working on weekends as well. Again, if you have that standard kind of 9 to 5-ish job, you really do need to take time out for yourself.
Switch off, yeah. The thing about the phone, though, obviously, I've got one of those things by the side of my bed, and you put your iPhone in and it charges up. And I feel awful not having it there because I like to be there. And I'm a mum to 4 adult children, and maybe about 5 years ago, I'd left it in my office to charge up, and Dave always has it switched off anyhow. And then one of my children did phone in the middle of the night with an emergency, and I felt I beat myself up. That is the reason I have it. Obviously, I check the number. Is it? No, let me think about this. Don't we have something on the iPhones where we can just receive certain calls? I think Dave set that up for me as well. So I know it's going to be one of my kids, you see. So I would never answer the phone in the middle of the night to a client. I'm sorry, I need my sleep. It's a really good subject. That's a really good topic. But I think we agree this is not just women in tech. This is men in tech as well. And maybe any organisation can have employees. Do you think it's up to the managers or the team lead to notice that somebody is getting burnout and suggest that they maybe take some time off?
Oh, it's definitely up to a manager to watch for signs of it. But the manager themselves can be the ones who lead the change. And because we will follow the example of our managers need to stop working the 60-hour weeks. They need to stop emailing on the weekends. So we've got to start, combating the problem from the top.
I didn't even think about that, because if you're going to be a goody two-shoes, and excuse that saying, if the manager's doing what you can't do for your health and be too scared to admit it, and if your manager's emailing every weekend and you don't really want to impact the manager and not. So yeah, the managers, the team leads, whoever's directing it should really be the change that we want to see in the workplace, because a healthy employee really is beneficial to the employer. It works that way, I think. I think a lot of the newer organisations, especially with young leaders, I'm hoping that they're better at looking at this versus the older organisations. Do you see a difference or not?
I see a difference. I work for a variety of corporations. I see it more from the leadership, not the company. So what is the culture of the company? Whether it's a new company or an established company.
Yeah,
it's what's the culture, and does a leadership team value their employees and respect the fact that we need time away from the office?
Yeah, I know Dave's team in Montreal. He's not there all the time. He works, from afar. But he was ever so pleased because one of his team said, we once a week we take an extra hour and we go for a walk if the weather permits. And, we kind of in with the nature. And Dave said, that's a really good idea, because he doesn't want them to get burnt out either. So he said, yeah, that's a great idea, no problem at all. But I have to say, he's an exceptional person, my Dave. I've trained him well. I hope he doesn't watch this video. No, just joking. So, a really good topic today, Sharon. I'm glad you brought it up. It's burnout in the workplace can lead to lots of health challenges. It can even cause a divorce, I'm sure, in a marriage or a breakup of a partnership. And also your children can become distressed if you don't see them enough, your family. So there's a lot of things to think about. And I guess we'll be back with another one of our lovely videos very soon, Sharon. Thank you for your time again. I really appreciate it.
Thank you.